Welcome, San Diego. You're listening to Josh, Siobhan, and Chris here on ESPN 1700. We are bringing your legacy to life here. Today is the Words from the Y segment. We have a very special guest joining us today. We have Marco McGuire, co-founder of the Bail Bonds Hotline, joining us today. Thank you very much, Marco, for joining us.
No problem. Thank you for inviting us.
Definitely.
We appreciate that.
And we have his esteemed colleague, George, coming in as well, too, to help us answer some questions. If you have a question for Marco or George, you can email us, marketpulse@lpl.com, or give us a call live here in studio, 888-PULSE-08. That's 888-785-7308. Or you can also post comments on Facebook. You can do whatever you want. We'll get you the questions answered. We'll get it going there for them. For those of you that haven't seen the billboards or seen the stickers on the car, the commercials on the TV, Bail Bond Hotline is the second largest bail bond agency here in California, so it's definitely something to be very impressive, I'd have to say.
Thank you, Josh. It's been a lot of hard work, but it's been a great ride. It's
good. Well, I know that with the government cutting back on its expenses, with the economy kind of in the tank that we've seen here over the last couple of years, and I know that more and more people seem to be having a little bit more financial troubles, a little bit more stress. People get in trouble sometimes, and you got to find the best bail bond agency that's out there. And you guys have definitely done that, not only here in San Diego and in the Inland Empire, but you guys have over, 25 offices in California itself?
Yeah, that's correct. We got about 25 offices spread out through California. San Diego County is one of our strong markets. It's the way you treat the consumer, the way you treat the clients. The old... The back the days where the bail bonds would just treat a client like a number are gone. We're an insurance business, and people want to be treated very professional, and want to respect the clients, give them the best service. When a client walks out of one of our offices, we want to make sure they have a smile on their face. I know they're going through a hard time, but we want to make sure they feel good on what they signed and they were taken care of. And I think that's one of the key parts that makes the Bail Hotline successful, is that we treat our clients with, we try to make sure that they understand what they're signing, what they're getting involved in.
What is the actual process of the bail bond industry? Because
how does it work?
How does it work? I mean, people think about bail bonds. A lot of people don't know how it works.
We're actually an insurance business. There's an insurance bond. For many listeners that don't know much about bail, or they're wondering how does bail work? It's pretty much, we're licensed through California. We're insurance agents. And what it is, it's an insurance bond that you put up for the client. So what is, suppose, hypothetically speaking, you get arrested, your bail is $50,000 for domestic violence, which is one of the highest cases in California. You get an argument with your girlfriend or your loved one, whatever the case could be, and what usually is, we'll put a $50,000 bond. Today's times, like you were saying, it's a tough economic time, so we have to work with our clients. Usually, back in the days, a client would put a credit card and pay it off on one shot. But nowadays, it's tough. We work with our clients with payment plans. There's no collateral. Their signature for the Bail Hotline is pretty much their freedom. That's pretty much the way the company's ran. We go by whoever's signing for the individual. But it's an insurance bond, and it's usually charged between 8 and 10 points.
Okay. What we're pretty much doing is telling the courts that we're responsible for that individual.
Exactly.
We are releasing that individual. The court is releasing the individual to us, and we promise to pay the court with an insurance bond. The sum in this case, what Mark was saying, is $50,000. So we commit ourselves in paying that $50,000 in case the individual goes and takes off to Tahiti or something like that.
Right. They flee, right?
In case they flee.
But ultimately, it's the person who is in the jail at the moment to pay you guys back over a period of time, and then you charge the 7-8%.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Ultimately, it's the person that we're bailing out, and that's why it takes a lot of brain work. There's a lot of underwriting involved, making sure that person's going to go to court, making sure that person's going to actually pay on the bond. So that's the reason why the company is structured the way it is, so there is no mishaps. And it keeps going. We could help. We could give those payment plans. We could actually, the reason why the Bail Hotline is successful is because we're a lot easier to work with than a lot of other companies. Insane.
What is the time frame? So somebody gets arrested, then what is the time frame for them to go through the process of the bail bonds to get the bond actually, or the bond to be set to the courts? How long does that usually take?
Well, when a person usually gets arrested, once the transaction's in place, the paperwork's signed, usually it's about depending on the facility, on the jail that you're arrested at, you're taking a little vacation at. These should take between 2 to 6 hours, depending. If you're in Los Angeles, you may be 10 hours.
Maybe a day, right?
Maybe a day. Don't go to Twin Towers.
Exactly. Now I know one thing. We talked about the family value side of things that you guys really have a passion for, but the other thing that you guys have a passion for is giving back to the community. Being involved with all kinds of different aspects of charities, different events that you guys hold or that you sponsor. What are some of the things that you do, and why is it so important to give back to the communities?
You know what? Me and my brothers came from a poor background, and we're very fortunate to be in the position that we are now. It's like an American dream. That's why we might have our ups and downs in this country, but ultimately, who would have thought, for Mexican Irish kids from a poor background would be running $1 million company. But you have a responsibility, accountability to, for me and my brothers, it's really important to give back. Like we do a backpack giveaway throughout California. We try to go into, every county and try to give out between, I think this past year in 2011, we gave out like 10,000 backpacks.
Wow. Easily.
And, we work with a lot of the veterans. My dad's a veteran. We work with a lot of the veterans. There's a lot of homeless veterans in San Diego and LA, and we try to give back. I think we did like a sock drive. And, sometimes for us, socks, but for somebody that's homeless, a pair of socks, clean socks it's super important, and we could go on and on, but I think that giving back and showing the appreciation, it's better to give than receive,
And I think it is a corporate responsibility once you get to a company of this magnitude to be involved with the community and with local agencies and whatnot. I think we've been somewhat successful in doing that. What Marco just mentioned is the backpack giveaways. I actually think it was closer to 20,000 to be honest with you.
I'll lost count.
Because I get to a point where we lose count.
Get to that number.
Yeah,
right?
it's lost count.
But we went to different cities and close when school was about to be in process. We gave away the backpacks. I believe in around Thanksgiving we give the turkeys away and whatnot. So we do different things just to keep ourselves active and keep ourselves responsible.
Especially with how the state of California is in a budget crisis with the schools.
Right.
You see these faces on these young kids, and they're getting a backpack and with a couple pencils, and we put some materials in there, and just to see their face on. No, honestly, it's priceless.
It's amazing how a little thing can mean so much to an individual.
Yeah, and I think that if every company would just give something, it just would change. It would change change a lot of people's lives.
We have the co-founder Marco McGuire in studio with us. If you missed this, we're gonna have it on ilike.com. You can check out YouTube. I know you're gonna have some clips from YouTube as well there.
Yeah, we're gonna have this on YouTube. We'll have some clips with it.
That's right. So check out mybailhotline.com. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming in and joining us.
Thank you, Josh.
Very much. And sharing your story. It's definitely a great one that's out there. You hear the rags to riches stories all the time, and it's definitely, I'm glad to see that you guys are successful. So
Thanks
for
Josh.
the invite. Appreciate it.
No problem. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Stay tuned for the rest of the week here. MarketPulse, wealthmanagement.com to answer all your financial questions. We'll catch you later.